A nurse with 19 stab wounds woke up to find hundreds of Hells Angels motorcycles surrounding her home. Not for revenge, but for protection no one saw coming. Sarah Chen stood at her kitchen window, steam rising from her coffee, wincing as bandages pulled tight across her torso. Just yesterday, everything changed. Walking home from the hospital, she heard a crash and a weak cry for help. A biker lay bleeding beside his overturned motorcycle, leg mangled. Another man loomed over him, knife in hand, rifling through his jacket. "Leave him alone," Sarah shouted. "He needs help." The attacker turned, eyes cold. "Walk away, lady. This isn't your business." But Sarah couldn't. "I'm a nurse. Let me help him." The knife flashed. Pain exploded as it sank into her side, then again, and again. 19 times. Yet she pushed forward, reaching the injured man, tying her scarf as a tourniquet on his leg while her own blood pooled with his. Both survived, rushed to the same ER where she worked. Now, 1 day later, her phone buzzed with worried texts. "Move. Do you know who he is?" The local news called the victim a high-ranking Hells Angels member. They praised her bravery but hinted she was foolish. The police called next. "The man you helped is connected. The attacker is still out there. We're worried the Angels might handle this themselves." Sarah's hands shook, her mug shattered on the floor. Fear hit hard. What had she walked into? Then came the rumble. Low at first, then deafening. Windows rattled. Her teacup danced on the table. She peeked through the curtains. Hundreds of motorcycles flooded her street, engines roaring, black leather everywhere. Hells Angels patches gleamed. Neighbors froze, phones came out, but no one dared approach. The bikes formed a tight ring around her house. Engines died one by one. Silence fell, broken only by cooling metal ticks. A massive man with a gray beard dismounted in front of her door. He removed his helmet, nodded toward her window as if he knew she was there, and walked up the path. Sarah's phone exploded with alerts, social media already buzzing. She could hide, call police. Instead, she opened the door. Up close, he was huge, 6 feet 6 inches, weathered face, gentle eyes. "Ms. Chen, I'm Tank. You saved our brother's life. We need to talk." Inside, at her kitchen table, Tank's big hands dwarfed her teacup. "The man who hurt you and Ricky is being dealt with. We handle our own." Outside, hundreds of bikers stood guard. Police watched from a distance but didn't interfere. "I was just doing my job," Sarah said. Tank pulled out a thick envelope. "The Angels pay debts. This covers your bills, and more." She started to refuse. He stopped her. "It's not just money. From today, every Hells Angel knows your name, your face, your address. Nobody will ever touch you again." 3 weeks later, Sarah returned to work. The envelope sat untouched. She donated it anonymously to the children's wing. Whispers followed her through hospital halls. Some coworkers kept distance, others called her a hero. At lunch, a doctor muttered, "The attacker was found at the bottom of the river." Gang-related. Sarah felt relief, horror, guilt swirling. That evening, a lone motorcycle passed slowly. The rider nodded respectfully and rode on. It happened daily, different bikes, same nod. Crime dropped in her neighborhood. No robberies, no break-ins, no graffiti. 6 months later, a small framed note arrived unsigned. "Courage isn't measured by strength, but by what you're willing to lose." She hung it beside her nursing certificate. On quiet nights, Sarah traced her 19 scars. Saving one life had linked her to an outlaw world. Her act of bravery earned protection from society's most feared, unexpected family in leather and steel. When fog rolled in, she sat by the window with tea, listening. Sometimes she swore she heard distant rumbles, not threats, but reminders. Courage changes everything, and help returns in ways you never expect.